Africa, we believe that our elder people are the gems of our society. They held our hands when we were younger, and now that they're older in years, it's a duty to also look after them. So if you have a grandparent, a mom, a dad, anyone out there who is older in years, who is in need of special support, this is your show. Today we sit down with Vantage Care and they talk about how they're reinventing caregiving, how they are reshaping, recreating caregiving for not only older persons, but people with special needs, children with special needs, and also anyone who is terminally ill. So come along and join us as we have this conversation and learn a thing or two about how to better treat your special person and give them the care that they very much deserve. Madam CEO, welcome to Wants to Watch.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm Mwenyango Maria Cephas and I'm coming from Vantage Care, and I'm glad to be here with you.
We're very glad to have you here. So what do you prefer, Maria, Cephas? Which one should I use?
They're all my names. I call myself Mwenyango Maria Cephas, so any goes with me.
Okay. I guess I'll go with Madam CEO. So, Maria, please tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you?
I'm a lady that holds a bachelor's degree in mass communication, and I specifically majored in public relations.
Okay.
And part with marketing. So I have been working with Vantage Care for about 2 years, and yeah, I'm glad to be here. And I have a great interest in health.
In health,
yes.
Okay, because you say how you have a degree in mass comm,
yes,
and I'm thinking to myself, how did someone who did mass comm now end up in this field and end up in a place like Vantage Care?
Vantage Care being into the health sector and me being a communicator, I believe the health sector equally needs a voice, and I'm here to give a voice to the health sector.
Okay, and then tell us a little bit about what you do at Vantage Care. Give us, not even a little bit, just tell us the whole story. What do you do? We know it's like elderly people, but I know there is much, much more. So break it down for us.
Okay, in Vantage Care, we say we are with you when life needs care the most. So at that point where you feel you need somebody to give you a hand, somebody to support you, where you feel you are vulnerable, just give a call to Vantage Care. We are the right people. Okay. So we give support to people that are in a vulnerable state.
Okay.
And I believe we are the best people in the country to do this.
Okay.
Yes.
So by vulnerable state, you'll probably mean like my grandma.
The elderly, people with special needs, somebody that has just gotten out of the hospital, the young children, anybody that needs that extra care. So we give you the professional care.
Okay.
Yes, please.
This is a very new, in my experience, this is relatively new in Uganda.
True.
Because usually we have our birthday, we nurse them ourselves, and we do it.
The communal way.
Yeah, the communal way. So how is the experience for you as a company venturing into this market that's very communal, very traditional when nursing the sick?
As a growing country, we have experienced so many changes. Our population as Uganda is growing. The youth are increasing, but at the same time, even the elderly are increasing. Today, I want to let you know that we have a population of about 2 million elderly, and all that goes back to the government. We want to thank the government for the good political climate. You see that people are no longer dying young. We have the peace of mind, and we are growing. The good health care services that we have in the country, everybody is now getting a chance to grow. Then the question is, after growth, when we are aging, what have we prepared for ourselves? How are we going to take care of ourselves? Because that's the time when you need a hand. But remember, your children have to move on with their lives. They're married, they have careers to move on with. Sometimes you have family conflicts and you are not sure you have somebody to take care of you. So by all means, Uganda as a country that is developing, we need the caregiving services.
If someone feels, that you have children who are busy and this is a wise option to
This
consider.
is actually the best option for anybody. Not just because you are busy, but we are offering professional caregiving services. Okay. Yes, you could have a cousin that could come and help you do this and do that, but the care they're giving to you is not professional. You notice when people are aging, they're usually in the hospitals for so long.
Yes.
And that creates some bit of discomfort in you as sad, because imagine spending about 28 days in a hospital, be it 15 days in a hospital. That is very exhausting. You want to be home with your loved ones, but the question is, who is going to sustain you in your home? That is when we bring in caregivers. These are professional people that are trained from Vantage Care.
Okay.
We are actually accredited by DAT, and they still want to let you know that we have participated, and actually we have been on the front line of creating the curriculum of caregivers.
Okay.
So we are promising Uganda that we are going to be able to get exactly the cream of professional caregivers. So let anybody not worry about the caregivers that we are going to get as a country. Vantage Care spearheaded that, and actually the curriculum is going to be out, all thanks to Vantage Care.
Okay. How soon are we talking?
We actually got done with everything. So right about now, it is with DIT, Ministry of Education, and we're just waiting for the PS to sign it. And boom, we shall launch it out.
Oh, 4 years and you're already making such crazy milestones.
Because we came to see that our country gets better.
You had a vision. And
yes,
like,
we are doing intentional movements. We are very intentional.
Nice, very intentional. And your stakeholder engagements are also, paying off. You're working with the ministry and
definitely.
Like
actually, we cannot talk about home care services without talking about the Ministry of Health. Okay. We actually have a partnership with the Ministry of Health, and they have been very supportive. Ministry of Health, we as Vantage Care, we are very grateful. Thank you so much for the support that you have given to us, and the government of Uganda. Thank you so much for supporting us, and we promise to deliver the very best.
Okay. So, like you said, you've as Vantage Care, you're professionalizing this line of caregiving, right?
Yes.
And that's one of the things that makes you stand out.
Definitely.
Okay. So if I'm out there and I want to become a professional in this space, what do I have to do? I love looking after people. I'm very compassionate, very caring. What do I do?
So the moment you notice that you would like to venture into this field, we encourage you. Actually, we don't just encourage you, but it is a must. Go and study this. This is not just a wake up and you're going to do, you're not doing charity work. Wake up, come to Vantage Care. We are actually the best. When I say the best, you would ask me who ranked us as the best, because I know the kind of work that we are doing. And anybody that sees the kind of work that we are doing, you actually also notice that Vantage Care is the best at what they are doing. So come to us, be trained, and then become a professional caregiver. And I promise you, you won't regret it.
And how long is the training?
Our training goes for about 4 to 5 months. We're actually thinking of pushing it to 6 months, because we want to bring out somebody that is ready to give us the best out of themselves. The very best. That is why I tell you, yes, you have a cousin, you have a family member, but the care that they're going to give to your person at home cannot be compared to the care that a professional caregiver is going to give to you. These are people that know positioning. Yes, even you can be able to position your sick person or your person that is in need, but you cannot do it to the point a professional can do. There's what we call body language. There is something that you're going to miss out, but this person will be able to see it and know that, oh, now she needs this. Now we have what we call toileting and all that. They are trained to do all that. We have what we call end of life. In Uganda, we have not yet embraced what we call end of life.
So palliative?
Yes, that we have palliative care, and there's also hospice. But these are two different things. So everybody needs to prepare for end of life. Everybody has a right to how they want to die. Personally, I have actually, when you tell me to close my eyes and I tell you how I want to die, I have it. It's already lined up. It's already lined up. So our caregivers are trained on how are they going to help the person prepare for their end of life. You look at some pictures and you see somebody died, but just by looking at the picture, it traumatizes you as a person. Then ask yourself, how about the person that died? How did they feel while they were dying? Because sometimes they cannot communicate, they cannot talk, they cannot use their body languages, but that does not stop them from having emotions inside them. So when we give you a caregiver, they're going to help you and prepare you for your end of life. What do you want? Have you made your will? Who do you want us to disclose this to? Are you comfortable with going to the hospital? Are you comfortable with having all these machines around you? Do you just want to die next to your loved ones? What do you want? So our caregivers are trained to do all that. Yes.
That's beautiful. Because your cousin or yourself, you can do all of these things.
Yes.
And I think that will get rid of all these after death issues.
Yes, definitely.
The property, the this. Yeah. And you mentioned that your caregivers are very professional, right? But even the most professional people will sometimes stray
and lose it.
And lose it. So how do you handle that? So I have got someone from you, and we're not connecting, because sometimes it's just
sometimes it doesn't work out.
It doesn't work out. How do you handle
now? Like I told you, we are very professional people. As soon as you call us or you let us know that, okay, now I have a patient or my mother or I have a child with special needs, before we give you a caregiver, we come in with our qualified doctors and our counselors, people that can look and determine the kind of caregiver that you need. Not that the moment you say you need a caregiver, we just send you anybody random. No. It is something that bases on the needs of the person that we are going to look after. Then we have a testing period to see how do people get along. Are you comfortable with each other? We have different factors that make people different. Sometimes I would want somebody of my tribe. That does not mean you're tribalistic. Sometimes it's just what you want. You want somebody that you can freely communicate with. Somebody will tell you, I want a caregiver that is a Muslim, because I want to say my Muslim prayers with them. I want somebody that is going to accompany me throughout this journey. I don't want somebody where I'm going to call you, please, can you join me as we say the rosary, and somebody's not there. I want company. I want to feel loved. I want to feel home in you.
So compatibility is also very important.
Compatibility is very key.
Okay.
Then, on top of that, we as an organization, we are bricks to the professional caregivers. Okay. Imagine a car without bricks. What's that?
Yeah.
And so the caregivers, they need bricks. So when we come in, we are able to limit. We are able to set standards. We are able to monitor what they are doing. Remember, I told you, as soon as we give you the caregiver, we come with our doctors and we are able to assess the patient. We can know they talk, they do this, they cannot do this. Remember, at the end of the whole day, we want the person to gain their independence back. We want to see improvement. We don't want this to be a lifetime thing. We want to see the person gaining their independence. So the more we keep on doing home visits, we come to supervise, to see is the caregiver doing exactly what they had to do. Then you would ask me, how do you know that they're exactly doing what they had to do? There is what we call body language. Yes, somehow, somewhere, you see the patient is giving a faint smile. This is a patient that you met when they can widely smile. Then you ask yourself, why is this happening? There are those things that will always give you away. Yes. So we're always coming to see that everything is in check.
Okay.
Yes.
And you mentioned that you also care for children with special needs.
Yes.
And for me, when it comes to children with special needs, are going to probably have these issues for life. But how do you support them to be a bit more independent?
To be a bit more independent.
Yes, because, to make progress.
Yes. With the consistency of something, everybody picks. These children, yes, have special needs, but that does not mean they are useless. They see, they understand. However much sometimes the rate at which they pick is a bit slow, but they still understand and they pick. Yeah. So slowly by slowly, you'll notice that somebody that has been helping themselves in diapers can maybe tap you. They can use some sign language to show you, now I need to ease myself.
Okay.
Somebody that could not speak, but now at least they can show you some sign language, then you'll know, oh, he's hungry. Somebody that was making a lot of noise in the house, now they've become a bit reserved, a bit collected. And the fact that they have special needs and maybe it is for life, it does not mean that they should be exempt from having a comfortable life and a happy life. Okay. They still need to feel valued and part of us.
Oh, that's lovely. Yes. That's lovely. So we care for the elderly, terminally ill, people with special needs. But then also, usually when people have a sick person, people's mental health, even like, I'm not sick, but I just have a sick person. Yes. Mental health is like all over the place. And how do you support people, like family members, in that regard?
We do give counseling. We have counseling sessions with both the patients and the family members. Okay. And like I told you, we are offering services to see that the person gets better. And the more you see a person getting better, trust me, you tend to gain back your mental health. And we are giving these services, doing what you had to do. Somehow, somewhere, it is distracting you from that too much depression, wailing with the patient, because it's not helping the patient. Okay, you're both crying. What is it helping? The person just needs help. Go do your work, bring some money, give to the caregiver. Let the person at home also feel comfortable. With the elderly, there's nothing that actually puts them more down
Then seeing you also down.
Then seeing you also down. You're worrying all the time. So that it makes them feel like, oh my God, I'm a burden to my child. Yeah. My child would be enjoying her marriage. So they begin feeling like they're the cause of whatever is happening in your life. Yes. So it is better we get the caregivers, let them know, oh, my child is still doing well. My child can, can afford this. And with the kind of, I think, organization that we have in Africa, I believe it is a place where caregiving should actually thrive the most. Because imagine, my mother has about nine children. How would I forget one? My mother has 9 children. So if all the 9 children cannot afford one caregiver, really? All of us, the 9, we can even just say we're contributing 100,000 per month. But that is actually much more than what the caregiver needs. So we do not have any excuse to ignore these people because we all can. In Uganda today, it's hard to find a parent that has 2 children. What were you doing? Because it's hard for us to prepare. It's hard for us to prepare for our old age. However, today we are saying, can you now step back? Can you be ahead of time? Can we begin preparing for old age? Before we didn't know, so we don't blame you for the past. But we can plan for the future. But with the young children, we can take care of our parents. We have equipment as well. Vantage Care still ships in equipments. There is no reason why your mother, why your grandmother, why your uncle should be walking with a bent back, with a wooden stick that can even hardly support them. Come to Vantage Care, get these things at a giveaway price. And they are very good. Get your parents' diapers. We have quality. Yes, we have quality. And we even have all the working. We have everything. You don't have any excuse for your person to live a miserable life, honestly.
Okay. So there's services, but then there's also the product.
Yes, there's also the product. Yes, because they go hand in hand.
Yeah, that's true. Now, usually when I know you said, as Africans, we can easily pull the resources and what, but just speak to that as well, because I think it's a fallacy or a mindset that people have that caregiving is so expensive. Exactly.
Yeah, someone says, what is that?
Yeah, how can you afford this?
But if I can go to the bar and I buy Uganda Warrage at about 150,000, that is sold at 25,000 outside, then why can't I afford a walking stick for my mother?
Okay.
Why would it? They're just priorities. So I just feel it is time we give back to our parents, because in Africa, and most of the times when our parents brought us up, me and you, they were toiling, they were going through a lot. It was actually a time of, I have to let go of this in order to give my daughter this. I have to let go of this in order to see my son looking good. So it is time for us to give back to them. And what we're giving back to them, they're just pennies. And it's also saving you the burden. Instead of sitting down on your mother's bed, looking at her, go work, bring some money, not even a quarter of your salary, pay the caregiver, she's happy, you're happy, and life goes on.
That means this is not as expensive.
This is not as expensive as everybody makes it feel. Okay. This is actually very affordable. Come to us, contact Vantage Care. Actually, you can get our website, is still vantagecare.co. Go there, get our email, get our numbers, call us, let us have a plan. How can we make mama's life better?
That's lovely. And you mentioned that for our parents, they didn't have the chance to prepare for old age and things like that, because times were different. But now us who are younger now, how does someone, what should you tell someone? How do you prepare for your old age?
As Vantage Care, we are coming up with a scheme on how we can all save for our old age.
Okay.
And still, I believe everybody can still do that for themselves, even before we come up. But we are still coming up with a scheme on how to save for old age. Just like we can save for furniture, save to go to Dubai, we can also save for that age.
What hardships does this sector face? 4 years later, what has been some of the struggles?
We face some challenges now, this is a new sector. It gets sometimes payments delay a bit.
Okay.
And we would request to tell everybody that just like you want your boss to pay you early, and also do the caregivers want to be paid on time.
Yeah.
And then the other issue is, while in these homes offering these services, sometimes the caregivers tend to be, should I say, exploited?
Okay.
Yes, as
Okay.
part of their job, they do some light housekeeping because it is my responsibility to make sure that the environment of my patient, of the individual or my loved one is okay, it's clean, she's comfortable, because how is she going to be comfortable when the place is dirty? But let us not again exploit them, because she has to come, do your mother's measurements, she has to monitor the person. Again, you expect her to go to the fields, you expect her to wash the clothes for the house, you expect her to wash the whole, to
clean the whole place.
to clean the whole place. Then there's also abuse, some sexual abuse. Yes, sometimes you find out that the patient could be a man and they can still help themselves. And sometimes they want to have sexual intercourse with this person. Sometimes it's a woman that wants to use the boy child. And sometimes you also have what we call family conflicts. As Africa, we are not yet really organized to learn to manage these things. So you find out that there are conflicts where the caregiver is equally involved, where you bring the caregiver into the family conflict. These people are stealing the patient, taking the patient the other side. Again, they've left the caregiver here. You end up seeing the mix. The mix is a bit too much. And also the other problem that we are facing is there's so many unprofessional caregivers. And let everybody that is getting a caregiver be on the watch. Be critical on which company, which organization is giving a caregiver. And I would still emphasize, do not get a random caregiver. Come to a professional company like us, Vantage Care. We are located in Gayaza off Masoli Road. Look for us. Get a professional caregiver who is going to give you the right services. And in case of anything, the company will be accountable. But here you're bringing a caregiver into your house. She does anything, you have nobody to ask. Why not come to us?
True. And now that we talked about some of the challenges you face, let's also talk about the good side. What is some of those things that are rewarding for you as a company?
The first one that makes me personally smile is when a client calls you back and they're too thankful because they have seen their person gaining their independence back. They see the mother is shifting from being that angry woman, violent all the time, quarrelsome, to somebody that is peaceful, joyful. Personally, that gives me a lot of joy. Actually, that is one of the reasons that I end a day and I go back and I'm like, day one.
That's worth it.
Yes, that is worth it. So that also shows you that our services are worth it and are worth trying. Then also you look at some milestones that we have gotten. For example, we are fully accredited by DAT, and I've told you we have been part and very fundamental in creating the curriculum of caregiving in Uganda. I didn't clap for that. Yes, so that is something that is really good that I look at and I'm like, yes, we did it. And we are going to create professional caregivers in this country because we deserve them. If we can export them, how about here? We are the source. So I think we can also enjoy from that. So, yes.
So it looks to me that you're very fulfilled in this role that you're doing.
Yes, I'm definitely fulfilled.
So you are exactly where you think you should be. Would you change this journey being a CEO for such a company?
No.
No.
Actually, if somebody asked me, what is your plan B? Unfortunately, I don't have plan B. Unfortunately, I don't have plan B because I only have plan A. That means by all means, plan A has to work out. By all means, we have to embrace caregivers. By all means, we have to push this. There is no plan B for me. So if this fails, then I'm also done. So caregiving is my life. So please make it work.
Okay. And you're young and you've grown in this space.
Yes, please.
And you're also a woman. And for women, for some reason people think it takes long, it takes years and years and so much toil and things like that. What has your journey been like as a young woman growing in this space, in this sector and in your company? And is it true that for women, like the odds are stacked against us, that somehow the things are not going to work out for us? We want to go in things like senior management roles and things like that. What's your experience been like?
My experience has been, I'm somebody that is very result oriented. Good work is always good work. Where good work is, we shall always notice it. If you smell good, we shall know that she smells good. If you're doing good work, we shall see that you're doing good work. And you'll get what you want. So let it stop being a sympathy card, because this is a card that has been played for so long. Because I'm a woman. No, it's not because you're a woman. stand up, get out of your comfort zone, do it.
Let
And
your
you will
work
get
speak.
there. Let your work speak for you. There is nothing like because she's a woman, because he's a man, you are a woman. And the moment you're offering good services, the moment your work stands out, trust me, everybody will make you stand out. Stop feeling less of yourself. Stop wanting the world to pity you and stand up on you. Stand up and do it for yourself.
Okay, that's
Yes.
a good one. That's a good one. Let your work do the talking.
Let your work do
and
the talking.
The end of the pity
Yes,
card
they'll know that
is here.
woman is good. Nobody will say that man is good. They'll say that woman is good and she deserves it. In the world of promotion and in the world of corporate world, it is not about sex. Yes, you're a woman and somebody else is a man. We embrace that and we are grateful for that. But you can as well match what the man is doing, though that does not make you a man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
A man is a man. There's what he can do that you cannot do, and
Mm.
there's also what you can do that he cannot do.
Mm.
But in the corporate world, we all have the same privileges. Let us just chase them, and we shall get them as we know.
Okay, nice. That's very good. Food for thought.
Yes.
Very wise beyond your years.
Okay, but not beyond my height and size.
Yeah. But now we are on this show and it's a taxman show.
Yes.
I don't know if you felt the heat yet. People always be like, oh, when you're with you, like, it's like the walls are coming down on you. But how is your experience with URA? Not just today, but just in your work
In
as
my
Vantage
workplace,
Care.
yes.
Yeah, what's your journey and your experience like?
Our journey with URH, we should say, it is both good and somehow we also call for some little bit of changes.
Okay,
But we shall say to a large extent, experience has been good. I'm talking about the policies at URA. I think I will take them hand in hand with the government. We being in health, we are seeing the government trying so hard to make sure that good health services are easily met by
Accessible
people.
and affordable.
Yes, and affordable. So you notice that health is tax exempt. Can you imagine?
Now, can you clap for us?
So that serves us. That serves us, and actually that makes our provision of these services easier. And I think that's why they're affordable.
Yes,
That's why our services are very affordable.
Yeah.
Yes, but at the same time, remember, we do shipment. We ship in equipment for our people to use. Because talking about people that need help, equally brings you to talking about equipment that
yes.
So sometimes you notice that the process is a bit long, bureaucratic. You're going here, you're going there. So I believe if we worked upon that, the near area
will be good.
will be good.
Okay, but that's fair enough. And clearance processes and making them faster is something that we are working on. It's a journey. I don't know if you could attest. I mean, I don't think it's as bad as it was like maybe 4 years and what.
That's
so
true.
it's a process,
It's a process.
and we'll keep getting there. It's
and we shall keep in the watch.
Okay. So what does the future look like for Vantage Care? I know you hinted on it a bit, but if you could just maybe share with us those 2-3 things that you're like, okay, now this is what we're going to do. We're going to go from here to here to here.
Who would ever imagine you're going to having professional caregivers? Yes. Who would ever imagine? Yes. So the future for us is very bright. We are going to look at a Uganda where everybody can access good health services at the comfort of your home. You want a caregiver, we shall give them to you. And these are professional people. And not just caregiving. Vantage Care has also helped create employment.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a new venture. While we are crying with unemployment, bring your children to us. Let us train them. Let them become caregivers. Okay. And still they're going to feed our same generation. They're going to still benefit the country. Yeah. So the future for Vantage Care is very bright.
You say people should bring their kids. Yes. Is it like from what level? S6? What?
Senior 4 VAC. Okay. From senior 4, like somebody that did senior 4 beyond. CE. Even when you're graduated, you need these skills. Even the children that have now come for senior 4 VAC, senior 6 VAC, let them not just sit home. We can make them useful. Let them come to Vantage Care. Let them get these skills. And then after they can come back home, because you never know what tomorrow holds for you. At home, why are you hiring a caregiver if you have a child that knows these things? Yeah. You understand? Imagine the joy of your child taking care of you because she knows what she's doing. So let us try to utilize their time while they're home and this holiday period. Let us make this time very useful. Please come to us. Let us train and equip our children. Remember, our website is vantagecare.co. You will get us there.
So what other options apart from the website? Is there like phone calls,
Yes,
social media? Like
we have social,
media?
yes, still for our social medias, all our social media handles, it is Vantage Care.
Okay, that's X, Facebook,
Instagram, TikTok. We're
everywhere.
We're everywhere. Yes.
Sort of like us.
Yeah, and we also have a number. You can call us on 078 5788 473. And you'll still get to talk to somebody who will give you more information about Vantage Care. You can still send us an email. That is vantagecare@gmail.com.
Okay.
Yes.
You need to pay us for your kalango.
What was that kalango? We're bringing our services close to the people. People need these services.
Right. Okay. We'll definitely have the numbers and everything scrolling on the screen, so you can reach out and give your person the best care that they need. Yes, because they looked after you, and give them the very best as well.
And actually, this is a country that is being led by a senior citizen. So I believe we need to embrace this more, because it shows you that the people that brought us where we are now aging, they're retiring. So we need to support them.
That's true.
Yes.
So you've shared with us a bit what Vantage Care's future looks like.
Yeah.
But we're also curious, what does the future look like for Maria Cephas Mwenyango?
Expect to see me speaking and giving a testimony of how far home care services have come, right from the start to where we are going to go. My future is still in home care. So for anybody that expects to see me anywhere, you'll still see me in home care services. Maybe somewhere.
Yeah,
in home care still. Home care is where I belong, and home care is where I'll be.
That's where your passion is.
Yes.
Okay, and the whole time we were speaking, I felt very inspired, and I'm a grown-up. But then there is girls out there, young people watching, and and I'm sure they're also getting inspired. Just say something to them, How can they get to where you are in the future, or whatever, or now? Just speak to someone.
To any young girl watching me, I actually always talk to young girls and young boys, because I know I'm going to be a mother of both girls and boys. So I would say be very mindful and intentional in each and everything that you're doing. What you are doing today is still going to come back to you tomorrow. What you're doing today is still going to be used against you tomorrow. So have your mind prepared with whatever you're doing, and still don't hesitate. Knock on those doors. Knock on those doors, because when you are ready and when you dare yourself to do better, trust me, you will become better and enjoy life. What next after that?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam CEO. It has been an amazing honor to have you on. You have a lovely story. Vantage Care is doing great things, and we are so excited for the now and for the future that it is to hold and to bring. And thank you for looking after the jewels of our community, our old people, our elderly. So thank you. That's not an easy thing. Looking at a sick person and things like that, it's an honor. And to our viewers, thank you so much for always tuning in. This has been episode 1 for season 2, and we're going to have plenty more where this came from. Just make sure you click on subscribe, like, do all those nice things for us. It'll keep us going. And yeah, for the next episode, do tune in. We'll bring you more amazing people. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Uganda Revenue Authority, developing Uganda together.